Today's top stories at NBR. Rail and ferry workers vote to strike. The government introducing a vaccination assessment tool for businesses. RBNZ seeking feedback on tools for addressing runaway housing market. And there's more coming right up. Kia ora and welcome to NBR Today, a wrap of the day's top business stories from the authority in New Zealand business news since 1970, nbr.co.nz. It's Tuesday, November 23rd. I'm Paul Brennan. Thanks again for joining us. Kathmandu Holdings chair David Kirk has defended his company's unwillingness to repay COVID-19 JobKeeper relief in both Australia and New Zealand, saying the policy had spread the pain of the pandemic fairly across investors, staff and taxpayers. Having reported first quarter financial results on November 9th for its Rip Curl, Oboz and Kathmandu brands, today's AGM speeches from Kirk and Chief Executive Michael Daly held little in the way of new information for shareholders tuning into the virtual meeting. But a barrage of questions from Australian freelance journalist Stephen Mayne injected some life into the proceedings. Not a dollar of that money went anywhere other than where it was expected to go on maintaining people's employment, Kirk said. Rail and ferry workers have voted to strike next month in what will be the first full national stoppage of the rail system since 1994, with the union upset at what it claims are huge bonuses recently paid to senior management. The strike action, which has been brewing for more than a month, will affect all rail operations in New Zealand, including Inter-Islander ferries and the Auckland and Wellington metro systems. 2 one-day strikes will take place. South Island members of the Rail and Maritime Transport Union will strike on December 16 and their North Island colleagues will strike on December 17. Because train control functions are located in the North Island, operations on both islands will halt on December 17. Union General Secretary Wayne Buston said results of a nationwide postal ballot of Kiwi Rail workers resulted in an overwhelming majority vote for strike action to pursue a general wage increase of 8% after a zero increase in 2020. Infratil's Wellington-based fund manager Morrison & Co. has raised US $3 billion for a new global infrastructure fund. The fund, to be known as Morrison & Co. Infrastructure Partnership, will focus on investments in the energy sector, utilities and data infrastructure in the US, Europe, UK, Australia and New Zealand. In a statement, the firm said it would aim to provide a gross return of 8 to 10% a year in US dollar terms and be carbon neutral by 2050. MCO head of Core Infrastructure Funds, Gordon Hay, said the infrastructure asset class had benefits for investors. The government is introducing a vaccination assessment tool to give businesses legal certainty about imposing their own vaccination requirements on staff. At the same time, it's making it mandatory for staff in hospitality, events, gatherings, close contact businesses and gyms to be vaccinated. Workplace Relations and Safety Minister Michael Wood announced the changes today, Tuesday.
The tool provides a clear legal framework to help businesses and other organisations who employ people make decisions about vaccinations in the workplace.
Workplace Relations and Safety Minister Michael Wood. Fund managers are in disagreement over the prospects of NZX-listed Ryman Healthcare as the company takes on more debt to increase its build rate. In a research note released yesterday, Monday, Forsyth Barr reiterated the underperform tag it has on the stock and dropped its target price from $12.90 to $11.90. After announcing its first half results Friday, Ryman's share price slid from $13.65 to $12.50 at market close yesterday, Monday afternoon, cutting $575 million off its market cap. The Reserve Bank is seeking feedback on the next tools in its kit for addressing the runaway housing market. It doesn't plan on using debt serviceability restrictions yet, but it wants to prepare for implementing them in case it needs to, Deputy Governor Jeff Biscan said. The central bank is consulting on 2 types of debt serviceability restrictions. Debt-to-income ratios would impose a cap on the amount a homeowner could borrow as a multiple of their income. It's also looking at a floor on the stress test interest rates banks use to assess the ability of borrowers to continue repaying their loans if rates rise. The full details of those stories and more are at nbr.co.nz right now. Tomorrow at NBR, ACT's take on the housing supply bill, and a report has evaluated the opportunity of placing New Zealand in the middle of passenger and freight routes between Asia, the Pacific and South America. I'm Paul Brennan. I look forward to being with you again tomorrow around lunchtime for the morning's NBR trending stories. Then same time, same place again right here from 5:30 tomorrow for another NBR Today.